Okay, let's be real for a second. We have all been there, right? You're staring at a page of your own notes and you feel completely and totally lost. But what if I told you there's a simple way to fix that? Today, we are going to transform note-taking from something you just have to get through into a powerful tool for learning. It's all about going from chaos to, well, comprehension.
So, here's our game plan. We're going to start with the problem we all face, then I'll show you the simple fix, and then we'll get into the nitty-gritty of building your own system. And hey, take a look at this agenda. Notice anything? It's structured. We're already using the exact method we're about to dive into.
All right, let's start with that all-too-familiar sinking feeling. You know, you spend a whole hour in a lecture, you're taking what you think are amazing notes, and then you look at them later and you just feel overwhelmed. Why on earth does that happen?
Come on, be honest with me. Does this look painfully familiar? That giant, intimidating wall of text where every idea just kind of bleeds into the next one. There are no breaks, no guideposts. It's super common, and honestly, it's the root of all our note-taking frustrations.
This right here, this is the core issue. When everything on the page looks equally important, it means that nothing actually stands out. Your poor brain has to work overtime just to hunt for the main points, never mind actually reviewing them. So instead of your notes helping you, you end up in a fight against them.
And you know what? There's actually a scientific term for this mental struggle. It's called cognitive load. The easiest way to think about it is like your brain's RAM, its working memory. When you overload it with disorganized junk, it can't process anything effectively. And messy notes, they create a huge amount of totally unnecessary cognitive load.
And just look at the difference here. It's night and day. On the left, you've got that high-effort, high-stress world of messy notes. It's pure chaos. But on the right, that's the goal. A system where the layout itself does all the heavy lifting for you, making your review process quick and honestly, almost effortless. This is where we want to live.
So the big question is, how do we get from that high-stress state to that easy, low-load one? Well, the solution is actually way simpler than you think. It's all about embracing one really powerful idea.
This, right here, this is the single most important idea in this entire explainer. Seriously, if you remember just one thing, make it this. Structure reduces cognitive load. This isn't about making your notes look pretty. It's about using a system to help you think more clearly. It's a total game changer. Think about it. When your notes have a clear, predictable organization, your brain doesn't have to waste all its energy just trying to decode them. It can immediately jump to the important stuff, processing, connecting, and actually remembering the information.
And the number one tool we use to create that structure, it's called hierarchy. Now that might sound like a fancy word, but it's just a simple system that visually separates the big important ideas from all the smaller supporting details. This is how you tell your future self what actually matters.
Okay. So theory is great and all, but how do we actually do this? Let's get practical. Let's break down the 4 essential parts for building your very own hierarchy.
These are your 4 building blocks. First, always start with a title. You got to know what you're looking at, right? Second, use headings for your main ideas. Third, tuck all your supporting details right under those headings. Use bullet points, indent them, whatever works. And last but not least, use empty space. White space is not wasted space. It's a powerful visual tool that groups related ideas together and gives your brain a little room to breathe.
But you know, creating a good structure on the page is only half the battle. You also need a system for deciding what to write down in the first place. And this means we need to shift from just passively hearing things to actively listening.
And this is the million-dollar question, isn't it? Because if you try to write down everything, you're going to end up right back in that chaotic mess we saw at the beginning. The key isn't to write more. It's to listen for the right things.
So think of this as your listening filter. You're basically a detective on the hunt for clues. Is the speaker repeating a point over and over? Ding, ding, ding. That's a signal. Are they raising their voice to emphasize something? That's a signal. And you have to listen for those magic transition words like in summary, or the most important thing is, those are like giant flashing neon signs telling you, write this down.
This requires a fundamental mindset shift. Your job is not to be a court reporter, transcribing every single word. No, your job is to be a detective, a curator, listening for the clues that reveal the most important pieces of information. You're picking out the good stuff.
We've covered the problem, the solution, and the how-to. So now let's bring it all home with the single most important principle to remember when you walk away from all this. I want you to let this one really sink in. Structure matters more than neatness. You do not need perfect handwriting. You do not need fancy color coding. A messy but well-structured page of notes is infinitely more useful than a page that's neat but has no hierarchy. Structure is what makes it work.
And that's the bottom line. Neatness is about appearance. Structure is about function. It's the skeleton that holds all the information together in a way your brain can easily grab onto and understand. It's the most direct path to clarity.
So, my final question to you is this. What's one small step you can take today? Find one page of your old notes, from a class, a meeting, anything, and just give this a shot. Add a title. Pull out 2 or 3 main ideas and make them headings. Group the details underneath. Just see for yourself how 5 minutes of structuring can bring a whole new world of clarity.